Hello again, Zach Sternberg with the PDQu Training Department. As we now know, there are 4 general categories into which most door hardware falls into. These are hanging the door, securing the door, controlling the door, and protecting the door. The last video we learned about various ways to hang the door. This time around we'll gain an understanding of one means to secure the door, the exit device. An exit device, also referred to as a panic device, panic hardware, or a crash bar, is hardware that's installed on a door that can keep it locked from the outside, while allowing people on the inside to exit without unlocking it. In other words, it can restrict entry, but allows egress in the event of an emergency. Entry is generally restricted by the use of what is called exit trim, which will be discussed at the end of the video. Most common exit device used in the US is what's called a rim device. It has a latch or bolt that is mounted on the inside of the door face. Pressing the push pad on the device will retract the latch, allowing immediate egress in the event of an emergency. These are usually used on single doors, but can be applied to double doors as well. What do you need to use in order to use rim devices on double doors, you may be asking? The answer is a mullion, which is a metal bar running vertically in the center of a double door, which allows rim devices to be used. The devices latch into strikes mounted on the edges of the mullion. Mullions can be advantageous because they can be removed from the center of the opening to allow large items to be pulled through, and then put back into place to secure the doors again. However, they're not suitable for all settings because after all there is a metal bar running vertically in the center of the opening. There are various other options for exit devices being used on double door openings as well. One common option is what's called the surface vertical rod exit device, which mounts to the surface of the door. These have a push bar just like the rim device, but has a top and bottom rod that extends the full height of the door and are attached to latch bolt assemblies in the head of the frame and then down into the floor. Pressing the push bar on the device will retract both the top and bottom latches simultaneously. These are advantageous because they're fairly easy to install while offering double point latching and also do not require the use of a mullion. However, because the rods are on the surface of the door, they are not very aesthetically pleasing and can also be very easily tampered with. An alternative to the surface vertical rod device is what's called a concealed vertical rod device. These are similar in function to the surface vertical rod device, but as the name indicates, the rods are installed in channels inside the door instead of on the surface of the door, thus concealing them. By pressing the push pad on the device, it retracts the top and bottom latch to allow egress, same as the surface vertical rod device. These devices are the ideal solution for openings requiring enhanced security and streamlined aesthetics. No surface-mounted rods, no mullions, and no metal wraps are visible. These can be difficult to install and do require specific preparation in the door itself, however. So the last option for exit devices on double doors is what's called a Mortise exit device. This is a device that incorporates a Mortise lock body into the head of the device. These devices can be used in single door application to allow for advanced security because of the Mortise lock body, but they are most commonly used in double door applications because the active leaf, door most commonly used for entry and egress, can latch into a strike on the inactive leaf. However, this will only work if the inactive leaf is held in place by an inactive leaf bolt. The most common way to secure the inactive door is with a flush bolt. Flush bolts are installed into the lock style of the inactive leaf of a pair of doors. There are often 2 bolts, one installed into the top and one at the bottom of the door. The strike of the top bolt will be into the head of the frame, and the strike for the bottom bolt will be down into the floor. Another option is the surface bolt, which is mounted on the face of the door at the top and bottom, similar to the flush bolt. Using bolts on the inactive leaf holds the door in place so the Mortise exit device can latch securely into the strikes on the inactive leaf. This allows use of the inactive leaf if the full width of the opening is needed. These are the main forms of an exit device used and sold domestically. While there are a few other forms of exit devices, the rim, surface vertical rod, concealed vertical rod, and Mortise varieties are by far the most common. As mentioned earlier in the video, when an exit device is used on the inside of a door to allow free egress, an exit device trim is often used on the outside of the door to allow entry. These can be keyed to restrict access or can be non-keyed to allow free ingress. Exit device trims can come in a variety of shapes and sizes, including trims with levers made to look like Mortise locks or cylindrical locks, where the lever or key retracts the latch. They can also come as pull handles with a thumb latch that retract the exit device latch. Exit device trims can come as just a cylinder in the door with a separate pull handle, where the key retracts the latch and the door is opened with the pull. But what all these trims have in common is that they are on the outside of the door to aid or restrict entry on doors with exit devices. The use of exit devices is usually dictated by building codes in the area of the construction project. They're a great way to keep people safe while they're in a building, as they allow speedy exit in the event of an emergency. Hopefully you now have a better understanding of which types of exit devices exist and when they would be used in various situations. Thank you.